Welcome again to this webinar about process communication. Let me start by thanking Jérémy Vaillant for sharing your knowledge and your expertise on this topic with us. Before I'm going to introduce Jérémy, please note that you are all on mute during the webinar. That's better to understand and to hear Jérémy. Questions can be asked via chat, and Jérémy will point out several moments during the presentation where we will treat the questions, and it depends a little bit on the time that we have, if we do it in the middle or at the end. But don't hesitate to ask any questions via chat, and we will come back to your questions for sure. Jérémy Vaillant is a trainer in management and communication, and his interventions mainly relate mainly to the management of Generation Y, stress management, team building or recruitment. And the common point in these trainings is the interpersonal relationship. By becoming aware of your personality, but also the one that you're speaking with, it is very possible to manage the relationship in order to find the pleasure and efficiency in the team, and also to benefit from each other's skills. The CCI itself, our team, we had the pleasure to have a day team building with Jérémy last year, which was a wonderful year, where we got the possibility to get to know each other a little bit better and to see each other's strength and also our personalities via the system. So we had a great day, and yeah, I hope that you will one day have the possibility also to enjoy such a day with your team. So Jérémy is going to tell you about a very pragmatic, powerful and easy to use personality tool, which is called process communication. This model is a communication model that is developed by a psychologist, who is called Tybee Kahler. And it offers a tool to explain problems that are encountered during communication, to solve these problems, and also to restore a healthy communication. And the purpose is to really ease the exchanges between people in the most common communication situations, mostly during business, but even in your family or friends, school, it can help you. The goal today of this webinar is for you to discover this model and to see how it can help you to individualize the communication according to the personality of your interlocutor. And I'm sure, because I've heard it already, I'm sure you're going to learn a lot already today, and then you're going to see whether it can help you in the future if you are going to learn more about it. So I'm going to give the word to Jérémy, and I'm going to wish you a very pleasant webinar, because you will. Jérémy, up to you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Sylvie, for your kind words. Thank you for giving me the possibility to talk to you about process communication. I'm very glad to be here with you. Yeah, behind the computer, this is the new with you of this coronavirus time. About process communication, I truly believe this model can change maybe your life, but at least your communication with your family, with your colleague, with your manager, with your whole environment. So I will present you during 45 minutes this model with some slide, and during the last 15 minutes I will answer to your questions. But feel free to put your questions in the chat in the right hand side of your screen, and Noemi, you're going to tell me if we have some questions. So today we will talk about behaviors, about bad or good behaviors, positive or negative behaviors, and about what you see when you communicate with someone. This is the biggest benefit of this model of PCM. PCM is process communication model. So I will say PCM. The biggest benefit of PCM is this is a model based on observation. When you communicate with someone, you can get a lot of signal because he's under stress, thus a lot of signals of negative behaviors. And from these signals, you can adapt your communication and you can speak the adequate, appropriate language. In your communication with others, have you ever seen someone over controlling, giving you too many details? Yeah, maybe your boss, maybe your father, your mother. Yeah. Have you ever seen someone critiquing, lecturing you, telling you that you are wrong and is right? Someone not being able to listen anymore, someone trying to impose his belief. Or have you ever seen someone complaining, someone with a victim mask? Yeah, it happens. Huh? Have you ever seen someone becoming transparent, not saying anything anymore? Someone, yeah, disappearing from the relationship. Someone, yeah, not answering anymore to your message. Or have you ever seen someone blame others? Okay, because it's not my fault, it's his fault. Or have you ever seen someone manipulating others? Okay, trying to launch rumors. These negative behaviors, it's what PCM is about. These negative behaviors, this is the second side of the same coin. One personality type, and we have good and positive and negative behaviors of this personality. First, it can be interesting for you to have more information about this model, to know where it comes from. So this is a bit of history. So this model, PCM, was developed during the 70s and was financed by the American Space Agency. The NASA needed a model to select and to recruit astronauts. And the purpose was to know how they are going to react under deeply stress and how the negative behavior, how the stress of astronaut will trigger the stress of his colleagues. So this is a predictable model of stress. The second point is PCM got an award in '77. That's the Eric Berne Award. Eric Berne is the father of transactional analysis. And there are three unofficial conditions to these awards. The first one, it must be interesting for a scientist of MIT. So it must have very strong, very solid foundation. The second condition, it must be useful for a farmer of Middle West. So it's a pragmatic model. It must be useful for your everyday life, useful to deal with your husband, with your wife, with your colleague, with your children, with everybody around you. And the third point, it must be understandable for a kid of 8. So I didn't check your age on the document sent by Noemi, but I'm sure you're above 8, and so you will be able to understand this model. The third point, this model was Teddy Keller in the middle in this photo between Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, trained Bill Clinton to process communication and all the team of the White House. And the communication of Bill Clinton, known as a great communicator, is based on process communication. And during my training, I show some speech of Bill Clinton who is able to communicate with a lot of different personality types. Even if a stadium of 60,000 people, is able to speak the language of each different person. That's yeah, that's incredible. So in America, PCM is used, especially in in politics. In France, it's more corporate. It's really it's really a management tool. And in Netherlands, it's more in the education sector. In the school of my children, there are a lot of teachers who using process communication to personalize their communication with the pupils, to adapt their communication to the personality of every pupil. So there are two principles in a process communication. In a process communication training, we will talk about the way of saying something. Do you know that 80% of your problems come from a problem of communication? 80 problems. So it's true with your family, in your couple, with your colleague at work. The problems come the way of saying something. The problem doesn't come from the message itself. The message is quite always okay, and the PCM deals about the how you say something and not the what you say. How you can adapt your communication to the personality type of the person in front of you. And another important point is this principle. This model doesn't categorize people. It doesn't put people in boxes. Everybody is able to show the 6 positive behaviors, the 6 personality types of this model. And for me, that's very important to know that we are not blue or red. We can have all the resources of the 6 personality types. So these are the 6 personality types. It's a thinker, persister, harmonizer, imaginer, rebel, and promoter. So I present to you them right now. So the first one, the thinker type. Thinker type, he perceives the world with data, with fact. The perception, everybody has his own perception of the world. Everybody, every second, we get thousands of stimuli from our environment. It can be emotions, because on your desk, you see the photo of your children, for example. It can be facts and data, because what you see right now. This is a fact, this is an information, or what you smell, or the noise in the street, or these are data. It can also be an opinion. When you are in the cinema, you see the movie Titanic, and you think, yes, this is a good movie. This is an opinion. It can also be a reaction to what you see, because you see something and then immediately you make a joke, and yeah. So everybody has his own perception of the world. And you would become crazy if you were aware of all these stimuli. So your brain decides to sort these stimuli and to make some of them aware. And these stimuli are your vision of the world. So for the thinker type, the vision of the world, the perception, they are facts and data. So, for example, for this webinar, this is a 1-hour webinar. We are 20 people. It's organized by CCI France Pays-Bas. And tomorrow morning, you can find the video on the YouTube channel of CCI France Pays-Bas. So these are just facts, no opinions. There are no emotions. It's just facts. And when we have a thinker base, we have those character strengths. So it's I'm logical, I'm responsible, and I'm organized. Organized means I'm a great project manager. Okay, I'm the king of the schedules. I'm the king of the to-do list, of the checklist. I'm someone you can count on me. I'm very organized. I'm very professional. So that's for the people who have this base. Base is the strength and the perception. And for some people, this energy can be a phase. A phase, you know, is a phase. I'm on this phase right now. So it's different. You can change your life, and PCM knows that. Okay, you can change your motivation. Maybe when you were young, you were motivated by changing the world, and now you are more. Your motivation is your family. So that's possible. So you can be in different phase. And for people in a thinker phase, their motivation, they have motivation, they have psychological needs. And the psychological need of thinker phase is the recognition for their work and time structure. Time structure, it means to have a frame. Sorry, it's to have a frame. Clear. I need to know where I go. And when the situation becomes uncomfortable, when I don't feel, when the situation is not easy, when I feel under stress, okay, then there are 2 degrees of stress. In the first degree of stress, I will start to give you many details, too over details, okay? Because you don't get me the recognition for my work, and so I feel insecure about my competency. So my belief is, in order for you to give me this recognition, I will tell you everything I know. So I will give you all the information I have in order to show you that I'm competent, okay? And in the second degree of stress, I will start to over-control the situation, okay? And I will be angry against others. They are not competent enough for me. They are not logical enough for me. So I prefer to do it myself, okay? I will leave tonight. Maybe I will leave at 10 o'clock, but I'm sure it will be okay. And the job will be done. Because in this company, nobody is able to work correctly. I'm the only one, okay? It's not professional how they work, okay? So that's why I have to do it alone. So this is the over control and anger against the other. The thinker type can also become control freak on the schedules, okay? Yes, because we schedule to leave at 8 and it is 8:05. It's not normal. Okay? That's really the control freak. The control freak, it's a first or second degree of stress of the thinker type. Have you seen that? Yeah. Or maybe do you feel that from time to time? Is it clear enough? Yeah. So when it happens, when you see someone in the first or the second degree of stress, speak his language. His language, it means speak with facts, with data. Okay, don't put emotion. Don't speak with your heart, with emotion. Don't try to please the person. Don't try to be nice. Don't make jokes. Just focus on data and on facts. The purpose is to exchange data. Speak like a computer. And give time structure to these people. Give a frame, okay? Tell how you're going to proceed, just to be extremely clear. This is the thinker type. The second one, persister type. Yeah. He perceives the world with his emotions and his values. Okay. For example, I truly believe this seminar, this webinar, is a good tool to spread process communication. What is essential for me is to share knowledge. What is important is to develop cooperation between people. When I say that, I really speak with my opinion, with my values. I don't speak with my emotion, okay? I didn't give you any facts. It's just my opinion, okay? And it's my value cooperation, value of sharing knowledge. This is a thinker, the persister type. So persister type is observant because I need to take some distance, okay? Because I need to judge. Let me look at you people. I need to judge you. I need to know, can I trust you? Do we have the same values? That's important for me. Okay? I'm dedicated because I have a mission. For example, in a company, company like Greenpeace, there are a lot of persister energy. For people with a vocation, the doctor, the teacher, they have persister energy because they have a mission. So you can have this base with the vision of the world, opinion, values, and the strengths, but you can also be in this phase, persister phase. And in this case, you look for the psychological needs of this phase. Psychological needs for the persister type is recognition for his opinion, also for his work, and for his opinion and his values. Okay, and if you don't get it, if your colleague, your manager doesn't give you any recognition, you will try to take it by yourself, and so you will become the king of the negative feedback. This is the first degree of stress of persister type. Okay, for example, a colleague give you a 100 pages document. Okay, he has been working for 3 weeks on this document. That's very important for your department. And you take the document and you look, 100 pages. Okay, why didn't you underline the title? Okay, and do you know this picture is in black and white, not in color? And then the persister type is unable to say something positive because it's his mission to detect the false errors. Another example is for the annual evaluation. It's the manager saying, okay, Sylvie, for example, Sylvie, your work, I don't have anything to say. And for me, for the managers, that's positive to say that because I don't have anything to say. It means, okay, you did a good job. But it's because he's unable to say something positive. And for someone in a thinker phase who needs recognition for his work, it takes a very big hit. So with this kind of colleague, when you see a colleague who has difficulties to stay positive, the key is the respect. You can disagree with him, but listen to him and speak his language. His language is speak with your values, okay? You can say, yeah, for me, it's essential to collaborate with our partner. I truly believe in the solidarity spirit in the team, in the company. Don't try to speak with your heart. Don't try to speak with the facts and data. Speak with what you truly believe, with what you think, with your opinions, with your values. The third point is the third personality type is harmonizer. Harmonizer, you see, he sees the world with his emotions. Because, it's there is the perception is the filter, okay? And for me, for example, I'm very happy to be here with you. I'm very happy to share with you this tool which changed my life and my relationship with my wife and my 4 children. And I'm always glad to work with Sylvie, with Noémie, with all the people of the CCI France Pays-Bas. That's a great team. They are very nice person. Did you hear that I spoke with my heart, with my emotion? I didn't give you any facts. I didn't give you any opinions. I just tell you what I feel with my heart. I just give you my emotions. And the harmonizer type is, that's someone warm, because I need harmony in my life. For me, it's very difficult to face with conflicts. So I can't be in a conflict. So I do everything in order to build a good relationship with others. So even in a lift, during 10 seconds with people I don't know, I will be the one to make an eye contact, to smile, in order to create a good atmosphere, a good, to create harmony in this small space. For the people in an harmonizer phase, so they have the psychological needs of harmonizer type. So that's recognition for their person. Recognition for their person means recognition for who they are and not for what they do. For example, you're very precious in this team. You take care of your colleagues. You're really a good colleague. I'm very happy to share this business trip with you. That's for the harmonizer phase to listen this sentence. It's really it really fits his psychological needs. But under stress, how is he going to react, harmonizer type? First degree of stress, he'll tend to over-adapt to you. Then I will say what I think you want to hear, okay? It's very difficult to detect this first degree of stress because the harmonizer type has always a smile on his face. It's not very sincere because he smiles because he has to smile. He has to show that everything is okay. So hello, yes. And I use a conditional tense. I put some little and some just in every sentence. That's excuse me, Sylvie, I just have a little questions. I don't want to disturb you. It's there is really a lack of self-confidence. And there's a word I can't say. It's no, because if I say no, you're not going to love me, and I need to be loved. So I don't say no, but so I say yes. But when you say yes and you want to say no, generally it's not a good sign. You're building all the condition of your own failure. So that's the first degree of stress. It's a very, very subtle. And the second degree of stress, sorry, we were on it. The harmonizer type will play the victim, because I do everything for everybody, and that's how he thanks me. Okay, I want to please everybody, and hey, and now I'm the victim. Yeah, and this is yes, there is really a victim mask. With this kind of colleagues who tend to cry, to victimize, speak with emotion, speak with your heart. When you in the morning, when you say, how are you? You must be ready to listen how he is really. You can use the words, sad, happy, disappointed, but speak with emotions, okay? Say what you feel. Don't be a computer with this kind of people. Noemi, do you have some questions yet? Or is it okay? Or
so far, I don't have any questions, but people just feel free to write some question in the chat if you have any, and Jeremy will answer them.
okay, please don't hesitate, and we'll be very happy to answer to your questions. The next personality type is imaginer. Imaginer, is someone really calm. He sees the world through his imagination, through the visualization of action. It's a in action. It's a action inside. It means he can see a scene, and he can see himself in the scene. Example, if I ask you, you know Amsterdam, I think, and Central Station in Amsterdam. If I ask you, you have to go to, you have to take the train in Central Station. Okay, you want to go by bike. Where are you going to park your bike? And then for the imaginer type, is going to, and then, no, on this parking place, no, this one is not, no, it's forbidden. Maybe, no, this one I will have to pay. Maybe on the other side of the store, but it's too far away. Maybe I can take the metro maybe to go to the station. But it's really, there is like a movie in his head. Okay, it's not the thinker type who is able to analyze the situation like a computer. The imaginer really, he lives the situation in his head. Okay, so in his head, he has a lot of vision. He has a lot of, there is a movie that's really a cinema. He has the ability to take some distance with the reality, to imagine your company in 10 years. Okay, his brain is very active, but this is inside, because from outside, okay. I see. Someone very calm. And going to happen when is under stress. Okay, what is it going to show? In the first degree of stress, he becomes passive. So he's with us, but he doesn't say anything. Okay, he's at the same table. He has a lot of ideas in his head, but he's looking for the best way to tell what he wants to say, and he doesn't say anything. Okay, so you're in front of him, and hey, Stefan, are you with us? Hello, awake. And this is the first degree of stress of imaginer. In the second degree of stress, he's not even physically with us. Okay, he prefer not to participate at all. He prefer to stay at home. He prefer to be sick, and he really disappears. If you have such a colleague or partner or student or kid, speak his language. His language is a language of imagination, and invite him to action, because this is the problem of imaginer. It's to go from imagination and into action, and give him time and space. Okay, brainstorming, this is a nightmare for imaginer type because there are too many people, too much noise. It's no, he prefers to be alone. He prefers the solitude. So you can tell him, okay, imagine 2 ways to improve our our invoicing system. Okay, you work from your place and come back on Monday with 2 solutions. And so it's very good in the solution, the imaginer type. So give him what he needs. Give him his psychological needs and speak his language of imagination with action. The 5th one is a promoter type. So promoter type, finally, action. Yeah. As a promoter type, I need things to happen. I see the world through action, things to do, opportunities to take. Okay, that's straight to the point. I need excitement. I need to feel alive. I want things to happen. So I'm someone adaptable. Adaptable, I have always a solution. I will always find solution because I'm oriented towards solution and not towards problem. I'm resilient. That's the words of Nelson Mandela. It's I never lose, either I win or I earn. And this is the idea of promoter. The promoter never fail. It's okay. I have thousands of projects and activities and things to do, so I'm not interested in failure. But yeah, when the situation becomes uncomfortable, when I'm under stress, I can't put up with people that I see as dependent, okay? Because I see them as weak. And then I can say, okay, if I'm manager of my team and I see my colleagues and they are dependent, so I say, hey, that's not my problem, okay? Hey, I'm your boss, I'm not your mother, okay? So in my department, it's every man for himself, okay? So do your job. It's not my problem, okay? Find a solution. I can't stand up with dependence. And in 2nd degree of stress, when my psychological needs of excitement, when my psychological needs are not fed, I'm able to manipulate, to launch rumor, because I want to put some life around me because I need action, I need excitement, and I see you so passive, I see you not doing anything, and I can't stand this situation. So I say, always charming, huh? I'd say, hey, hello guys, yeah, I heard that Stefan, in the other department, he would be glad to become director of your department. Yeah. Just to pay attention, okay? Now, just say that it's information. That's for you, okay? And after I Stefan and I say, hey Stefan, yeah, hey, I really appreciate your ambition, yeah, but hey, be careful, huh, because there are some people becoming very jealous, I think. No, it's yeah. Okay, you owe me one, yeah. So it's not conscious, it's just to manipulate people and to put life in a place where people are passive. And this is a 2nd degree of stress. So for this kind of colleagues, speak his language, okay? Language of action. Use the imperative and give him challenges, okay? And not forget to give a bonus because as the promoter says, no pain, no gain. So, hey, I'm the king, but give me something. I want you to recognize I'm good, okay? Example, okay, Mary, for example. Yeah, okay, Mary, okay, start the prospection in Belgium. Okay, that's a very challenging market. Reach your targets, and in September, you can hire an assistant. Or in September, you can choose a Tesla Model X. Yeah. So that's yeah, give me action, give me bonus, and give me the recognition that I'm a king. And the next one, become time flies. It's a rebel type. Yeah, that's a bad personality type, rebel type. Rebel, it's all about spontaneous, playful, and creative. The rebel type, the king of brainstorming, okay? He will find solution when others find problems. He's able to think out of the box. He's very creative. And he's very good at coming into contact with others. This is the king of the small talks, of the cocktail, of yeah, getting in contact with new people. He's playful because he has really the gift to transform a thankless job into fun activity. Okay, that's the one who is going to start with you know, the water gun in the office, and to yeah, to start something fun. And he has idea out of the box. Yeah, example for the next team meeting, we can do it in a boat. Or no, not in a boat. I have a better idea. We can go to the restaurant. You know, when we eat in the dark. And I think that's a great experience. It would be so cool. You eat in the dark, you don't see anything. And that we are really focused on what you hear. That's really great to do. So out of the box, yeah. But he doesn't like conventions, yeah. He often, that's the one who has a funny tie, you know, with the Star Wars drawings. Because his target is to create a fun contact with you. He wants you to see. He wants to see you reacting to what he does, and under stress. So that it can be under stress. It can be a sort of a provocation. Okay. What happens with this rebel type when he's too playful, too spontaneous? First, he will show you that the situation is obviously uncomfortable, that this is very painful. Okay, so he's going to fight, he's going to get bored. Yeah, he's going to suffer, and he wants to show you that he's suffering because he doesn't want to be alone to suffer. It means, yeah, come with me, help me, I need contact, I need fun contact, and now I'm suffering, so come with me. Is the rebel type is the drama king. He makes a drama with nothing, but because in his belief, it's to create a fun contact. And it's the second degree of stress, he will blame others. He's not able to take his responsibility. It's never his fault, no, never, okay? It's always the fault of the colleagues, of someone else, or of the life, or of the computer, or of the technique, but never his fault. What do you say? I was in charge of this client? No. What? I had to call the client? No. The first time you tell me that. No. Okay, I'm going to call your client. Yeah. And then it's your client, and it's not my client, it's your client. So with this colleague, try to de-dramatize the situation. Okay, relax, take it easy, nobody is dead. Make jokes. Sometimes it's difficult to make jokes, to take these things with this kind of people, but that's how it works with them. And speak with them, speak with fun, and give him energy. He needs energetic contact, even physical contact. Yeah, you can. It's not a coronavirus politically correct, but you can take physical contact, and you give him a hit on the shoulder, and yeah, a communication based on fun. Okay, so this is in kind of conclusion, we saw the 6 personality types. Every personality type has its own distress sequence, and if you are able to perceive these signals, you will be able to react and to talk the appropriate language. Okay, The next time in a meeting room, in a real meeting room, not on Zoom, when you see the speaker and the speaker has a technical problem with the beamer, okay, you will be able to see how he's going to react and what does it mean for his personality, okay? Maybe he's going to do poker face, okay? He will not show anything. This is a lot of imaginary energy. Or he's going to apologize 10 times. Sorry, I don't know what happens. Sorry, yeah, everything was correct, but I'm very sorry. Or he's going to over details what he's doing. I don't understand. There is a VGA cable and this is a HDMI cable, and there is 2 entries. I don't understand. Or maybe he's going to point that this is not normal, that there isn't any technical assistance for this kind of meetings. This is not normal. Or maybe he's going to cite into what's the problem? I don't understand it. Oh, it's boring. This is yeah, rebel type, very good. And for the promoter, he doesn't care. Okay, it's always that's not technical problem. That's not a problem. Okay, let's go on the presentation, and I will show you with all my ability and my all my charm. I will tell you everything. We don't need the screen. So that's how you can apply this model on what you see. Okay, this is really based on observation. Let me, as a conclusion, what did I want to tell you more? Yeah. Get the signal of distress and adapt your communication. Yeah. As a how you can use process communication model. The first thing is as a personal development tool. So it means to know you better, to know your strengths, to know your negative behaviors under stress, and to create an action plan to feel better. Okay, how you can feed your psychological need. Second point, it's also a management tool. It's a very efficient team building tool for prevention and resolution of conflict. When you increase the understanding of behaviors in your team, when you understand that your boss who over details always, he needs recognition for his work. Then you develop the tolerance in your team. For the recruitment, if you can read the negative signals sent under stress, you can know the personality of the candidate. Is someone very nice, very warm, tells you that for him it's difficult to say no, but you know he has a good knowledge of himself. But when it tells you that he's someone very nice, very warm, he tells you that I'm a perfectionist. So you know that maybe it's not totally right. Maybe you need to dig a little. For sales, to know the purchase manager, what is the language the purchase manager wants to hear, and it's a very good tool for hospital doctors and in the academic sector. And to finish, if you want to go further, what I do with my company, Context and People, I say every month I give a 2 days PCM training for individual. The next time it starts in the 1st of June. So for this 2 days training, the first half day is just to know how works the model. After, during 3 half days, it's how it's to train to speak the language of other, language of facts, language of opinion, of emotion, etc. and what can I get from you? What the signals can I get to know which language and which psychological needs I need to give you? I also gave 1 or 2 days training with your team according to your problems. I also do personal coaching, and this training are based on Key2Me. Key2Me is a 40 pages document made from an assessment online with 45 questions. And this is a very personal document with really deep description of your personality. And that's very incredible tools to know you better and to know how you can develop and you can feed your psychological needs, etc. Yeah, thank you for your attention. I hope that yeah, you understood more about this great personality model and communication model. And now, if you have some questions, please feel free to ask them.
So far there are no questions, but there is someone, and I guess it's true, there is someone saying that everyone presents a combination of several types together with 1 or 2 which is dominant, and one profile might take over on the others according to the context and the situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody is a mix of these personality types, and there are some, we have some comfort zone. For example, yeah, when I speak facts or when I speak with emotion, it can be my comfort zone, and for some it's more difficult, but it's always possible. But what the model says is when you are under stress, then you are not able anymore to show all these positive behaviors. And then you go down in the cave, in the basement of your stress. And then you show the negative behavior just of 1 or 2 personality type. But yeah, I totally agree. And that's what I like in this model.
Noemi asked a question also in the chat if any of you recognize really one of the types that you think might be dominance. Does anyone want to share that with us?
If you feel more comfortable, you can all do it in the chat, or you can just unlock your mute microphone, and just speak freely.
Oh.
And if not, are there any other questions? Jorn says, I recognize a combination.
Yeah.
And were you aware of it before, that you would react in such a way under stress? Because like one thing, for example, for me, when I did, Jon was aware, that I didn't know per se that I would react like this, but when you pointed it out, I was like, oh yeah, I know that's the way I react. So it kind of brought it to light for me.
Two dominant profiles that I identified already. So now we're curious. But it's true that you do recognize several. But it's true what Noemi says. You're more conscious once you've had the training, and because you do think we all at some point know ourselves, but you get conscious of certain behavior, of certain, indeed, for instance, under stress is completely different. And the way, if everything goes well, it's very easy to be easygoing, nice, and I think it's when things happen and when you have to solve problems, that's the moment that you see a real reaction of someone, I guess.
Yeah, I think this is the first step. First step is to know you better, how you're going to react under stress, etc. And after, it's this model. It's also to know who is in front of you and what does he need.
Yeah.
And that's a very pragmatic model, because if someone is the first degree of stress, you just need to speak the language, and it's really, it's magical. It works. And the second degree of stress just gives the psychological needs. And then also that's really magical. So the first step is always to know you better and to deal with you, to manage your own personality. And after, it's also for the, to manage others and to manage the relationship.
I have a question. Sophie is saying, and I find it quite interesting. She says that she is already aware of her type and she's working on it. Can a person under stress, if they know which type they are, can they be working on it? Knowing that under stress, we often do things unconsciously. Can we kind of as well trigger ourselves to come back to a more normal way?
The first things is to get aware of how I work, and that's very, very difficult. But that's just to have this interrogation and to be interested by my behavior. This is the sign that you are on the good track, because it's very difficult to be conscious of who I am, of what I sent when I communicate with you. I know that during this webinar, I sent hundreds of non-verbal signals, which said a lot about my personality types, and I was aware of them. So 95% of your life, you're not aware of what you sent. So it's but if you're interested about your personality, that's a good that's the first step. And after, this is the personal development, and there are a lot of methods. And I think process communications, this is a very good entry in the personal development, because that's a very easy to use model.
Yeah.
Thank you. There are no questions, just people reacting, saying that as a manager, for example, it can be hard not to identify, but to adapt constantly to each type, because it needs like to switch. And once you're aware, you can be more proactive on your reaction. And that's it, I think.
Yeah, that's very good remark.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Jeremy, for sharing this insight with us.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much, Sylvie.
Yeah, it was really, I like to hear it, because every time, even though I've heard it a few times, every time I realize I have to still be conscious.
Yeah.
Because during your busy days, you forget about it, and then you realize again, okay, in certain circumstances, you always have to adapt and always be conscious of your own behavior. Thank you so much. For those who are interested in following the training, so the one that starts on the 1st of June, do not hesitate to contact either me or Noémie, and we will make sure you get in touch with Jeremy. And for any other questions, of course, you want to be in touch with Jeremy, don't hesitate, and we'll make sure the contact will be made. So thank you encore. Merci beaucoup à Jeremy.
Merci.
And, I hope to see you all soon.
Okay.
In real life.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Sylvie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.